1, 2, 3. Mic check. 1, 2, 3. Mic check. 1, 2, 3. Visibility, please rise and you need to move the seat tonight.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Cornerbrook Civic Center for this second game of a three-game series between the visiting East Coast Blizzard and the Western Kings. Last night's game ended in a 10-5 win for the East Coast Blizzard in a game that was filled with penalties and lots of special team goals. And we'll see how this one goes this evening. This evening's referees for this match is David McCarthy and Parker Salzen, with referees Nick Austin and Carter Park. Starting in net tonight for your Western Kings is Matthew Hunt. And in net for the East Coast Blizzards is Ty Comden. We're about ready here for the puck drop between Gavin Connors and Alex Austin. And we'll see how this one goes. Austin with the win. Back to Ryan Applin. Ryan Applin goes cross ice to Versey. Versey up the wall. Puts it up, back through. Puck's up through. Here's Percy now. Percy and Connors. Puck stuck on. A bit of wet ice there, I guess. Comes back to the D-man. Connors. Dangerous last night. Connors gets it back to Percy. Blocked shot. Fighting for the puck here. Austin now. Waits. Gets it off the glass and out. Gets it back. East Coast Blizzards defenseman picks it off, puts it back through. Austin now with it. Austin. Up to Applin. Applin shoots it in. There's pucks right loose in front of net. Alexander back to Austin. Austin with a little move gets around the defenseman. Back through to Lambswood. Lambswood puts it around the back of the net. Over there to pick it up is Percy. He flicks it out. Alex Coles gets it. Dumps it back for the Kings. Two of the Kings go to change. Hardy up the wall. Intercepted by Jones now. Puts it back to his D-man, who flicks it to open ice. Jordy Flynn is racing for the puck. Sampson gets there first. Jones now with the puck. He has a shot. Misses wide. Rings around the far side. Griffiths now with the puck for Blizzard. He puts it across to Cleary. Cleary banks up to Jones. Jones dumps it in behind the net. Matt Hunt comes out and sets it. Alex Coles over to Luke Hamlin. Gets by him, and Griffiths puts it back in for the Blizzard. Flynn. Back to Cleary. Cleary moves to the middle and shoots it up. Blocker saved by Hill. By Hunt. And we're going to have a face-off now to the left of Matt Hunt. Had a good crowd here last night for the game. Good crew here again this evening, watching this match between the East Coast Blizzard and the Western Kings. Duffett and Richards for the face-off. Duffett wins it back to Cleary. Cleary now comes over to Griffiths on the far point. Griffiths, little move. Gets into Duffett. He puts it down, picked off by Gosney. Gosney up through to Richards. Passes him. Hamlin dumps it in the corner. Back to get it is Cleary. Over to Griffiths to his D partner. Richards tries to put it in front of net. Didn't get there. Percy. Over to Duffett. Duffett. Up to Galton. Yeah, that's going to be offside. He made that little move across the blue line. Put his winger offside. And we got a line change here for the Kings. Then Furlong and Duffett for the face-off. Duffett wins the draw back to his D-man, Dillon. Dillon puts it up, misses. Tip, so no icing on play. Back to get it is Ryan Applin. Applin comes up the boards. Strong to the neutral zone. Gets taken out on the wall by Hines. Now it is Furlong. Furlong behind the net. Cycles it back for Rousel. Rousel looks at his feet and try to find it. Furlong comes away with it. Rousel still down, cycling down low. We got our first penalty of the game. And it's going to be Finn Furlong going to give you a tripping penalty here. So the Blizzard's going to go to the power play. 16:53 left there in the first period. Last night was a game filled with power play and shorthanded goals. And we'll see how this one goes right now. Out to kill this penalty for your Western Kings is Alex Austin and Tyler Sims up front. And we got Alex Coles and Aiden Lambswood back on the back end. Lambswood. Austin puts it up to Sims. Sims in all alone. He looks up the shot. Shoots high. Nice try. Austin just clears it all the way back down again. Waits some seconds. Hunt is out to set it for Coles. Coles comes around the back of the net. Coles looks up through. Tried to play it up to Austin. Just missed it. Compton had to come in and play the puck. So we got Party now behind the net for the Blizzard. Blizzard, he fell down there. Managed to get away to Yabsley. Yabsley gains his own. There hasn't been any of a setup yet for the Blizzard. Got O'Keefe down to big toe save by Hunt. Yabsley. Over to Party. Party shoots. Blocked by Sims. Sims banks it up. Austin's going to get it. No icing. Austin now down behind the net. Holds it there. Try to kill some time. Loses it. Coming out of the backside of the net is Yabsley. Picked off McCarthy now. He comes through for the Blizzard. Puts it behind the back of the net. Set up. Williams is back there to get the puck. He puts it back for McCarthy. McCarthy. To Griffiths. To McCarthy. Over to Connors. Connors. Big shot. Big block there by the D-man. Connors, nice sauce pass back to Griffiths. Griffiths looking for traffic in front. Hunt with another save. Puck's out. Now we got Austin on a breakaway. Short-handed. Austin. Big save there by Comden. Austin went to his back end, which he doesn't do normally. Comden was patient. He played it perfectly. And I'm sure he'll get another chance later in the game, but a big save for Comden. So that's 2 breakaways on this power play so far for the Western Kings, who are shorthanded. I'm sure Coach Lee is making sure he's talking to his team over there to try to get things straightened away. Here's Connors now. Connors makes a nice move. Puck goes to the corner. He's hit by Bursey. Applin gets the puck down to Dillon. Dillon manages to hold it in. Applin again. He manages to get it this time. Now that's the end of the power play. 14:50 left in this period. They've killed that one off. Cleary behind his net. Puts it across to Dillon. Picked off there. So we got Morgan Castle's shot. Saved by Comden. Kept in there now by Luke Murphy. Puck hits Luke Murphy's skate. Now we got Connors and Jordy Flynn. Connors, nice little move through. Comes back through. Puts it in front for Flynn. Flynn misses it. Percy behind his net. Looks up ice. Gives it to Castle. Castle. Percy. Plays it up. Percy gets it. Hardy back to get it for the Blizzard. Sets up behind his goal. Rings around to Hines, his D partner. Up through to Percy to Connors. Connors across to Flynn. Flynn now with the puck. Flynn tries to put it across for a pass. Three are probably the better forwards that are in the league right there together now. Flynn, Connors, and Percy. Austin, little has it. Pass it out in front. Back to get it is Murphy. Murphy keeps it in. Gets hit by Percy. No worse for the wear on that one. Hardy rings it around the far side. Gets out back to Gosney. Gosney for the Western Kings. Comes up, gives it to Austin. Austin. Little delay through. Alexander puts it down below the net. Back to get it is Jones for the Blizzard. He puts it over to Russell. Kept in by Gosney. He just shoots it towards the net. Alexander. We got McCarthy now with the puck for the Blizzard. He put nice passing through. Chip through. Puck didn't get all the way back, so we got now Alexander going. Williams is back to stop him. Williams turns up ice, passes up to Russell for the Blizzard. Russell loses it in his feet, still has it. Cross ice to McCarthy. McCarthy now pass through, but Bowles is back there to take that pass away, and he shoots it over the glass. We're going to have a face-off now down to the right of goaltender Hunt. 12:26 gone or left to play in this first period. Still scoreless. Both teams in action. I would say to this point, I would think the Kings have had more scoring opportunities. And we'll see how this one plays out. So, shots 5-2. Nice play there. Back though, clear, making sure he didn't get in there was Lambswood. He goes off the glass and out. Safe play. Back now for the Blizzard is Dillon. Dillon up the wall to his winger. Puck's all the way to back. Tip, so no icing. Back to get it is Lambswood. He comes around the other side of his net. Gives it to Sims. Sims, cross ice. That's going through. There's Hamlin trying to race for it. Williams beats him to it. Williams now puts it up to Connors. Connors coming with speed. He's got good moves. Looking for someone to help. Hunt covers that up. We're going to have a face-off now to the left of Hunt. Still scoreless here. 11:46, first period. Furlong and Yabsley for this face-off. Furlong wins the face-off back to Ryan Applin. Applin comes around the back of the net. Head up. Oh, he's got... That was close to a knee. Referee felt differently. Yabsley has the puck. Heads up, looking. He was pressured by Ralzo, who managed to get that puck out for the Kings. Cleary puts it across the ice. Yabsley picks it up. Yabsley through the neutral zone. Sauce pass over to Cleary. Nice pass. Cleary dumps it in behind the net. Hunt is out to set the puck. He rings it up the side. Ralzo now. We got McCarthy. McCarthy dumps it back in the corner. O'Keefe is down there for it. He gets hit by Bursey. Bursey didn't mind that one. Oh, big tip. Nice save there. Ralzo gets the puck out. Back to get it is Yabsley. Puts it back for Griffiths. Over to McCarthy. McCarthy through the neutral zone. Heads up. Looking. Little chip pass to Yabsley. Nice play. Yabsley rings it far side, gets up to the line, doesn't get out. Hines does a good job of holding it. Down behind in the King's net now is Bursey. Bursey sets, looking for someone to pass it to. Gives it to Morgan Castle. Castle up to Butt. Butt loses it to Russell. Russell now back through to Jones. Jones shoots it. Big save by Hunt. Now we got Castle who shoots it up, and it goes into the Blizzard bench. Still 0-0, 10-10 left here in the first period. Both teams playing very well so far this evening. Both goalies have made some big saves. Like I said, folks, this is the second game of a three-game series this weekend between these two teams. Last night's game was a 10-5 win for the East Coast Blizzard. So far tonight, like I said, 0-0. And we're halfway through this first period. Russell now for the Blizzard. Gives it to Flynn in stride. Flynn down in the corner, puts it to the front of net. Didn't get through. Now we got Butt, who puts it off the glass. Kept in by Jones. Jones, nice little move to get around to 2D. Flynn now with it. Flynn puts it in the front here. We got Matthew Buckle playing his first game here as a Western King in the home rink. Applin up ice to Buckle. Buckle loses it. Now we got Hines. Hines now up to Russell. Jones with the puck. Back to Russell. Russell. We got Austin now going. It was a bit of a line change. We got a 2. Shoots through the screen. Goes off the D-man Williams and into the fans. 9:08 in this first period. Left here in this first period. Still 0-0. Alexander and Connors for this face-off. Connors wins that face-off. Hardy reverses it back to Connors. Connors makes a little move down below the net, gives it to his defense partner, Williams. Williams comes out around the back of the net now, gives it to Connors in stride. Connors with a move around us. He comes through. Connors back to Percy, across to Yabsley. Mixed up there. So Yabsley's going to try to miss again. That's never going to go over good. Austin chips it up. Austin back regrouping, looking up ice, looking for someone to pass it to. Fish it up through, but Connors is back to get it. Goes back to Party. Party across to Yabsley. Yabsley up to Connors. Connors coming through with speed. Connors with a shot. Blocker side. And he scores on a rebound. Was a good shot. Rebound was out there. He went hard to the net, and he just got his own rebound and put it in. So that's the first goal of the game. East Coast Blizzard, 1-0. 8:24 left here in the first period. Devin Connors is a big, strong player. Product of the Northeast Minor Hockey Association, I do believe. Right back again, so the scoring play was Connors unassisted. Kevin Connors had a fantastic season last year for the East Coast Blizzard. Ended up right at the top of the scoring race in the Newfoundland Labrador U18 Major League. Earned himself an invite to the Newfoundland Regiment Q tryout. Very strong player indeed. Back to play here. So we got Applin and Connors fighting for the puck down there. Puck comes through. Now we got Ryan Applin. Picks it up, clears, shoots it towards the net. Steered away from Comden. Sims puts it down low behind the net for Applin. Applin is down there looking for somebody to pass it to. Comes clear. Nice try. Hamlin was there. He didn't get a Percy now. Tried to wrap it around. There we go. Connor Richards with his first major midget goal. Product of the Fort Mass Blaze Minor Hockey Association. Who gets his first of the season. First is a Western King U18 player, and the puck is retrieved, and that's one for him. Big goal for the young kid. A lot of hard work down here around the net. So 1-1, 7:37 left in the first period. We got Jones and Richards now for this face-off. Hines wins. Jones coming through with speed. Jones. Back to come. Hines now. Puts it across. Back to Dylan. Dylan now shoots through. Chip, where's the puck? Puck is up on the top. Nobody knows where it is. Back to get it is Hamlin. They're doing a good job of boxing up in front of that net, taking away any scoring chances. Hines now for the Blizzard. Cross ice to Dylan. Dylan has a bit of time. Picked off by Furlong. Furlong now within his feet. Furlong goes hard to the net. Little backhand shuffle there, but Condon comes up with a save. Coach Robinson must like what he's seeing. A little bit of pressure and neutral zone causing some turnovers. 6:51 left here, the first period. Face off to the left of Comden. We got Jones and Furlong for this face off. Jones, something's wrong here. Coach or referee McCarthy is going to have him reset this again. Jones and Furlong for the face-off. Furlong wins it back to Coles. Coles puts it down in the corner. Coles now puts it back to his D partner, Lambswood. Eludes him. He's back to get it. Griffiths is on him hard. Galton. Puck's now out. Furlong puts it across ice, looking for Lucas. Williams is back there to get it for the Blizzard. He gives it to his D partner, Party. Party up ice to Duffett. Duffett. Looks like this is going to be an icing call. Icing call on the Kings. So we're going to face off to the left of Hunt. And as I mentioned last night to new viewers, I guess, to the Newfoundland Midget League, they use what's called a hybrid icing. So similar to what they do in the NHL. If you're on the ice when the icing is called, you have to stay out on the ice. So if you're tired and you ice it, I guess you still got to stay there. A bit of tough luck. Now, back to the play here. Party looks up ice. He misses. That should be icing. And it is. So we got icing call now on Blizzard. We'll get a change for the Western Kings. Shots are 9-5 Blizzard according to the shot clock. 5:53 left in this first period. An offensive zone face-off. So Coach Robinson throws out his couple of his stronger offensive players. Wins face-off back. Here's Applin. He just puts it through. Applin just puts it in. Didn't get all the way. O'Keefe now up to McCarthy. McCarthy is going. Beats Lee. Gets into the zone. Has a look. Picked off by Bursey. Bursey behind the back of the net. Puck's in front for a clear. McCarthy, and a big save by Hunt. He was alone. All by himself. Ref Selzen said the puck was still loose. He was a little bit late getting that whistle. .529 left to play here in the first period. 1-1. Austin and Yabsley for the face-off. Yabsley wins it back to Cleary. Cleary goes cross ice to Griffiths. He just shoots it right away. Percy gets it through Applin. Puts it up. Griffiths picks it off. He clears it back into the zone. Applin again. Trying to make their defense as a tip, so icing his way off. Back to get it. It's Cleary. Cleary puts it up to O'Keefe. O'Keefe, little move through to McCarthy. McCarthy now gains his own. Waits for help. McCarthy puts it to the front of net. Picked off here is Austin now. Austin comes up through the neutral zone. Lots of players back. Austin flicks it in for it. That's a set play. It almost worked. That's a little big hit there. Behind the net, takes out Griffiths pretty heavy. Austin's coming up here now. Another big save, big rebound. Here we go. So we got Applin now. Applin looking. Gains his own here. Applin just plays it through, looking for a rebound, and he got it. So Alexander is fighting down, but the puck gets down to Austin. Austin back to Gosney. Gosney missed the puck. You got Castle. Murphy keeps it in. Cross ice here. Here comes Russell for the Blizzard. Russell. Gosney plays the puck well there. Buckle puts it down low. Picked up by Jones. Jones comes around. 3 Kings players there. Make sure it gets out. That puck's going to go right on the goalie. The goalie's going to have to play it. He plays it to the corner for Dillon. Being on it is Castle. Chipped out. Here comes Jones. Jones, great player. All right, nice move. Puts it back through his own. There's a Dillon now. Gets that rebound. Here's another rebound. Flynn is there. Flynn had 3 goals last night. He's not the guy you want to get those rebounds. Puck is out of harm's way. Dumped back in by Dillon. Cole's back to get it for the Kings. Coles keeps his feet moving all the way up through. Loses it. Here's Flynn. Now Flynn uses the defenseman as a screen, but Hunt makes the save. 3:09 left to play here in this first period. Hunt's made some big saves for the Kings so far tonight. Now they have to deal with the line here. We got Connors and Percy out with O'Keefe for the East Coast Blizzard. Connors wins the draw back to Dillon. Connors. Applin. Trying to get that out. And it gets out. Here we go. We got a 2-on-1. House. Or sorry. Was quick, right? With the shot on there. Thought he was going to pass it across. The defenseman played Sims quite well. Let the goalie cut in with the shot. 2:48 left here. First period. Still 1-1. O'Keefe goes across looking for Connors. Connors head up. Connors with patience. Puts it across to Dillon. Dillon dumps it in around the back of the net. Over here to get it is Percy. Percy. Connors. Puts it out in front here. Applin's there to get it for the Kings. Makes a back move. Comes up through. Makes his move through. Gets hit by Connors. Hamlin again. Hamlin. Pass it back to Richards, who has the goal for the Western Kings. Face off here now to the left of Condon. Finn Furlong's out there. Won by the Blizzard. Duffett misses it, so we got Murphy back for the Kings. Murphy puts it up the wall to Lucas. Duffett back to Party. Party up to Williams. Oh, here we go. We got Rousel with a shot. Short side. Nice save by Condon. Puck gets around. Here comes Galton. Moving up through over to Flynn. Flynn with a shot. Great shot for a rebound. Furlong was holding on with it a little bit there long, so nice block there by Lucas. Big block, minute and a half left. Teammates are very appreciative of that. That's what you want to see in a 1-1 game late in the period. A big block. And because of that, we have an offensive zone faceoff. So we got Austin up against Duffett in this faceoff. Back to Williams. Williams comes around the back of the net. This is over to Jordy Flynn. Flynn tips it up nicely to Dylan. Or Duffett, sorry. Duffett puts it across, misses. Now we got Applin. Puts it across in front. Back get is Williams. Over here on the boards is Austin. Austin gets it, puts it down into the corner. We got Applin and Austin. Austin, a big shot. Nice save. Toe save by Condon. Puck's down behind the net again. Applin. Applin's still fighting down low with it with Flynn. Applin gets it back to Coles. Coles moves to the middle, walks in center, shoots it through. Austin. Austin now with the puck being pursued by Flynn. Stick check by Flynn. Now Flynn comes away with it. 3-on-2. Picked off by Coles. Applin now. Griffiths picks off that one. Hit by the linesman. Would have went out of play. And because of that, they're going to whistle it down. So we got 22 seconds left here in this first period. Scores 1-1. Shots according to the shot clock, 14-8 Blizzard. I would say the scoring chances are equal so far in this period. Good scoring chances, that is. We got Butt now taking this face off. Butt's out there. Oh, they're going to do it again. Butt and Yabsley. Not sure what's going on here. I think the referee might be asking them to reset the clock. Possibly. And they are. Back to 22 seconds. Face-off win for Butt. Applin now just gets it and flicks it up. 15 seconds left in this period. Picked off by Butt. Butt with a shot. He scores! Even Butt with a big goal. 11 seconds left in the first period. There's a knuckleball. Well, the change up, but they all count. 2-1 Kings. Huge goal for Gavin Butt. On what was probably a bit of a bad turnover by the East Coast Blizzard. They don't have to be pretty, folks. They just got to count. Well, Keith now. Shot through. Who's going to hold on to that one? We got 3.5 seconds left. So there's going to be a face-off to the left of Butt. So Gavin Butt unassisted is a scoring play. Big goal, big goal. Yabsley and Butt for this face-off. And that will do it for the period. So after the first period here at the Civic Center here in Cornerbrook, it's 2-1 Kings. Shots on goal, 14-9. And we'll be back after the ice is clean. And welcome back to the Civic Center here in Florida. And this second game of a three-game series with the East Coast Blizzard. After one period of play here this evening, it's 2-1 for the Kings with a late goal there. 12 and a half seconds left in the first period. Kings made it 2-1. We'll see how this one goes. We got Austin now and Yabsley for this faceoff. Austin pushes it forward. Goes after, picked off by Applin, who puts it back in. Ice is nice and wet here right now. That's not offside because it was kept in by the player. Party now puts it up. Party with it again, goes cross ice to O'Keefe. That's missed, so that's going to be an icing call. We'll have icing here, so we're going to have a face-off to the left of Comden. Great end-to-end action in the first period. Last night, like I said, the first two periods were even. Third period was all Blizzard. We'll see what happens here this evening. So, Bercy, nice shot from the point. Saved by Comden. Back to Yabsley. He makes a move around the back. Puck's in the corner. Party and Austin's in there. Austin gets it. Puts it through to Applin. Applin shoots it. Puck's in the feet. And we're going to have a face-off again to the left. Condon with another save. Always put pucks to the net. You never know what can happen. The line change here. Connors and Percy is out there now with Galton this time. And we got Richards, Sims, and Hamlin for the Kings. Galton gets the puck for the Blizzard. He puts it back behind his net over for his defenseman Hines. Hamlin is in there for the Kings. Gets it back to Richards. Richards puts it down in the corner. And to get it to Sims. Sims, it's Connors now, puts it up for Percy. Percy now, what's coming through the zone. Percy, nice little move, waiting for support. Uses buddies in their own. Big rebound there, is open still. Big save, two big saves for Hunt. Coming away with it is Holtz, and he puts it up the side. Richards gives it to Hamlin. Hamlin has a shot, misses far side, brings it out around the far boards. Percy, 2-on-2. Percy with Connors, leaves it for Connors. Connors uses the D as a screen. What a shot, he just missed high. Hines puts it down in the corner to Connors. Connors leaves it, let it go for Percy. Percy down low, looking to get it passed through. And Hunt is going to cover that. We're going to have a face-off now to the left of Hunt. 16-10 shots. 18-19 left in the second period. Still 2-1 Kings. Both teams make line changes. We got Murphy and Gosney out on the back end for the Kings. And we have Butt, Buckle, and Castle out up front for the Kings. Blizzard wins that face-off. Jones goes around to Williams. Williams. Murphy now. Murphy puts it off the wall and out. Cleary bobbles it. Being pursued by Castle. Cleary with it again. Puts it back to Williams, the rookie defenseman for the Blizzard. He puts it up for Russell. Russell misses it, and that's going to be an icing call for the Blizzard. Another line change here. Looks like on this icing call now, Coach Robinson is putting out the Austin line. See if they can get a scoring chance here. Alexander loses the face-off to Jones. Jones puts it across to Flynn. Flynn gets put on the boards hard. Puck goes back to Williams. Williams is in there. He gets hit by Austin. Alexander puts it back around the back of the net. And then again, Austin hits Williams again. Percy now with the puck. Puts it down behind the back of the net. Alexander. Russell comes away with it for the Blizzard. Russell. Puck's back into the Blizzard zone again. Williams is back there to get it. Comes around the far side with the puck. Puts it up to Flynn. Flynn puts it across, picked off by Ablin. Ablin puts it back in again. Condon is out to play the puck for the Blizzard. Williams been down there in his own end now for about a minute. Flynn. Nice puck up through to Russell. Russell waiting for support. There's Jones with the puck looking. He's looking for Flynn, I'm sure. Jones with lots of patience, lots of time to move. Gets it across the Party. Party shoots a big rebound there. And then we got a score by Jones. Traffic in front. And we got a tie game. Coach Robinson's not happy. Got to collapse on your goalie in those situations. Those loose pucks got to be taken away. And if you're outnumbered in front of the net, chances are you're probably going to get some scoring chances. And as a result, we have a 2-2 game. It was all Kings for about a minute and a half. One time up the ice, they get the scoring chance, and now we got the East Coast Blizzard tie game. We got Alex Coles now, gone back, regrouped, looking for some help. Coles bounce, kicks it out. Puck gets out. Kept back in by Dillon. Set behind by Hunt. Now you got Gosney. Goes around the back of his net. Sets up the other way. Passes it up to Rousel. Rousel loses it on the wall to Duffett. Duffett trying to put it in front here. There's Duffett. Cross ice, got a stick on it. Kept it away from Connors from getting shot. Connors now puts it over to Duffett. Pulls. There's Duffett with behind looking for someone to get it to. Connors just pushes off the D-man. Gets it out in front of Duffett. Duffett shoots. Rebound was there, but it was taken away by Furlong. Furlong now coming through the neutral zone. Furlong dumps it in. He's going for a change. Back to get his Party for the East Coast Blizzard. And we got Applin. Picks up the puck, comes through the neutral zone. Onside. Applin with a shot. Shoots it high. Finishes hit on the D-man. On Party. Connors now. Connors waiting for help. Connors, nice little move in through. And we're going to get a power play here. Looks like Bercy's going to get the call for the hook. And now we're going to get the East Coast Blizzard on the power play at 14:48 here in this second period. So that's Bercy with hooking. 14:48 left here in the second period. The East Coast Blizzard are now on the power play. Out to kill this penalty for the Western Kings is Sims and Butt. Pulls. That one goes all the way down. We got Buck pursuing. Coleman comes out and plays the puck. Back to get it. It's Cleary. Cleary now sets up behind his own net. Waits for help. Cleary. Little chip pass through to Yabsley. Yabsley gets over and sets up on the half wall. Puts it back to Williams. Williams across to Yabsley. Yabsley. Little sauce across to Cleary. Cleary puts it back to McCarthy. McCarthy, and it goes out over the line. So McCarthy has to go back and set up again. He gives it to Yabsley. Yabsley has a retreat back. Good penalty killed by Butt. We got Yabsley. Gets in over the zone. Stops on the half wall. Going to set up here. Waiting for someone to pass across to. Cross ice to Williams. Williams waiting for traffic. Tip through. Yabsley. Back to Dillon. Dillon. Over to Williams. Williams. He's looking, waiting for traffic. Over to Dillon. Dillon. Cross to Yabsley. Yabsley. Cross ice to Williams. He fans on it. Lambswood missed the puck. Goes down to Yabsley. After it is Coles. Coles now. Puck's down to O'Keefe. He misses it. Lets it go through to Williams. Dillon keeps it in. Puts it down behind the back of the net. McCarthy. Sorry, Yabsley. Yabsley to Dillon. Dillon. Patience. Shoots it wide. Puck still live. O'Keefe. O'Keefe, cross ice. To Yabsley. Yabsley makes a move. Big save there. It's cleared all the way down. Down back to get it is Dillon. He's being pursued by Austin. Comden sets the puck behind his net. Yabsley. Little move back. He gets it to Connors. Connors now coming through with speed. Picked off by Applin. Applin. Now you got Alexander. Penalty is over. We got a kill on that one. Duffett. That's dumped back in. No icing on the play. Back to get it. It's Dillon. Alexander's in after him. Applin plays it in. And Comden is going to cover that up and let everybody get reset here. So we got 12:06 left here in this second period. Score still 2-2. Shots on net are now 20-11 Blizzard. They're after having a few shots this period. Austin with the puck. Puts it across to Lambswood. Lambswood just shoots it back into the corner. Back to get it is Party. Party over to Cleary, his D partner. Cleary up through. Austin's back to get it. He puts it back to Coles. Coles gets it up there to, and it's tipped by Alexander back into the East Coast Billard zone. Back to get it for the Blizzard is Cleary. Cleary, head up, looking up through. Gets it up to Connors. Connors tips it in into the zone. Austin's back to get it. Austin and Duffett. Duffett's winning the battle here. Gets it over to Cleary. Back to Party. Party just clears it back through. Percy misses it. Nice move by Percy. He still has it. Puck comes clear. Now we got Coles. And going with him is Alexander. Coles shoots it. Goes off a skate, hits the stanchion, and comes back in a funny bounce. Around the Party now for the Blizzard. He gets it up to Connors. Connors gives it to Percy, who's in. And now Duffett. Duffett's being hit off the puck. Austin with a big hit on Duffett. Now we got a stretch pass here coming up. Nice stretch pass. He's onside. Duffett. Percy's back there. Percy with the puck. Gets the line. And shot at net is what he should do here. A shot for a save. Back behind the net now is Percy. He just steps back for his D partner. Flynn across to Connors. Connors, little drop pass. Hollings with a shot. Big rebound. Now we got Percy. Percy coming through. Percy tries to make a move. No shot through. Percy's still down there. We got Castle. Castle with the puck for the Kings. Down behind. Puck gets in front. There's Percy fighting for a shot through. And we're going to have a face-off to the left of Comden. Lots of action at the net. 10 minutes left here in the second period. Still 2-2. Face off to the left of Comden here. We have Jones and Furlong for this face off. Furlong gets it back. Flynn picks up the puck. Comes through the neutral. And we got a 3-on-2. Furlong is back now. Big rebound there. Kept out. Hines. Puck comes around far side. Rousel chips it out. Back to get it is Jones for the Blizzard. Jones, cross ice to Hines, up to Flynn. Flynn with a real nice pass over to Russell. Russell shoots it, and Hunt stops that one. 9.5 minutes left here, second period. And then action. 2-2 game in the Quarterbrook Civic Center. As I said earlier, this is the second game. They're going to do all this again tomorrow at 11:30 here at the Civic Center. We have the agricultural fair next door. Come out to the agricultural fair in the morning and come across to the Kinsman Arena and watch the Kings in the Blizzard and some good Newfoundland, Labrador, major midget hockey action. Flynn now for the Blizzard. Back to Party. Party across to Williams. Williams shoots. Blocker save by Hunt. Russell with the puck. Back to Party. Party comes through waiting for a block there by Tyler Sims. Flynn, dangerous. Always dangerous. Hamlin. Hamlin flicks it up through. Sims on the weak side of the puck there. Oh, we got offside as the call. And we'll get a line change here. Coach Lee is mixing up his lines for the East Coast Blizzard. He has Percy out with a couple of different players this time. He's on the ice with Galton and Duffett. He's going to go up against Austin, Applin, and Alexander. Austin, Applin, Alexander, the AAA line, I guess. Applin, Applin, looking up through, just clears it in. Played by Comden. He had to save it. And we're going to get a face-off here down to the right of Comden. .840 left in this second period. Still 2-2. These two teams played two wonderful periods last night, but the East Coast Blizzard blew it open in the third. So far today, same storyline. We've had two good periods of hockey so far. Back to the action here. Party gets a line and dumps it in. Back to play it is Hunt for his D-man. Applin. Applin looks. Sauce pass up to the wing, up to Applin. Applin puts it up. It's going to be an icing call, I would think. Nope, no icing. Waved off. Austin's back with it. Austin now. Austin gets the puck. Applin shoots it through. And that one, he could see it. So if he can see it, we're going to be okay. A little bit of extracurricular activity after the whistle. I guess they're asking each other what they did today. Face off here to the right of Comden. Line change for the Blizzard. The Austin line is staying out. They're up against Yabsley now. Yabsley, O'Keefe, and McCarthy, who have played a really solid game so far today. Austin wins that face-off, gets back to Lambswood. Lambswood didn't shoot it at the pads. He shot it back in the corner in a safe spot. Austin puts it out in front. Lambswood just shoots it through. Almost made it through. There's Alexander. Hines did a great job of keeping the stick off the play. And now Yabsley. Oh, Yabsley took a weird fall. He still has the puck down low. Austin now goes down. Reverse hit on Cleary. Puts it back through Lambswood. Holds the line. Lambswood just dumps it in. We got a bouncing puck. And again, we're going to have a face-off to the right of Compton. 7.5 minutes left here, second period. Still 2-2. Shots 23-15. Blizzard. Wins the face-off. Lambswood just shoots it down in the back of the net. Over to get it now is Castle. Castle lets it go back to Coles, his D-man. Coles with a big shot from the point. That hit something. Didn't make it all the way through. Cleared out in the neutral zone. No gets it. To me, that should have been, he got upended there. Questionable. Could have been a penalty. Would have been a penalty last night, probably. McCarthy, that's no offside. Onside was a call. Reverse hit by Yabsley. We got McCarthy now down there working against in the corner against Butt. Coles comes away with it. Coles puts it up the wall. Up to now we got it back to Hines. Hines shoots, blocked by Butt. Nice little move by Yabsley. Over to McCarthy. McCarthy takes his time, shoots, and he scores. Top shelf blocker side. 3-2 Blizzard. Nice shot. He had all the time in the world to set up. Pass out in front. High slot. Took his time, picked his corner, and put it past Hunt. 3-2 Blizzard. 6.5 minutes left. We'll see how the Kings respond. Connors now up against Richards. Richards wins the faceoff. Back to Ryan Applin. Applin now comes up through. Applin still with the puck. Shoots. Goes off the D-man. Applin. Shot. Goes wide. Wrong way. Percy. Percy looks. Stick broke. We got Dillon. Nice play up through. No icing. Icing was waved off. We got Connors. Need more shots at the net. Now we got Percy. Percy's in there all the way. Percy, no, and he just missed wide. He gets it back to Dillon. Dillon with a big shot from the point. Kept out of harm's way by Hunt. Connors. Connors out in front. Gets back to Dillon all the way. Gives it to Dillon. Dillon. That's a little into Galton. Picked up by Hamlin. Hamlin. You've just been in your zone for a minute. You don't want to try to stick out. It needs to go out right away. Hamlin now comes up through at the end of a long shift. Puts it in front. Nobody there. Now we got Connors all the way back. Nice pass over to Flynn. Here's Flynn. He's going to use the screen. And we're going to have a face-off here. Right to the side of Hunt. He's made another great save. 26-16 shots on net right now for the Blizzards. Blizzards have opened up the shots a bit more in this period. Flynn puts it down in the corner. Down to Russell. Russell gets it up to Flynn. Flynn here with a shot. He doesn't need much time, folks. He had 3 big goals last night. He can fire the puck. Leading the league right now in scoring is Jordy Flynn. Always dangerous. Austin and Jones for this face-off. Jones, here's Flynn. We got Alexander now. Needs to bank those pucks up through the side. They're trying to go up the middle all the time. Doesn't work very well. Little bank shot, and you're going to get it past the D. Make the D pivot. Makes it a little harder for them to get that puck. Jones now back in the middle. Russell down to Flynn. Flynn is going to shoot. Like I said earlier, you don't want to let him shoot the puck. He's one guy you don't give the puck to. Flynn again has time. Goes around the back of the net. Looks for support. Puts it in front. Picked out of there. Here's Jones. Jones back behind. He still has got the puck. Nice play by Alexander to get that puck up. Puck sent back in. Hunt sets it back for Coles. Coles reverses it. Down for Applin. Applin and Russell are fighting for it down there. Coming away with his Jones. And Hunt is going to cover that up. And you know what? We've had enough of it. Let's cover the puck and get a face-off. We've had that last shift is basically in the King zone for the last close to a minute. And it's time for them to just get a quick reset here. Line change coming here now for both teams. Connors is out here now. Connors line. Going up against the Furlong line. So we got Furlong and Connors for this face-off. To the right of Hunt. Connors wins it. Back to his D-man. Puts it down behind the net. You got Duffett to Dylan. Dylan shoots it. Steered away by Hunt. Puck's down below the crease here now, and that's Applin. Ryan Applin gets it. Hits it off the glass. Kept in by Duffett. Back again is Bursey. Bursey clears it up. Is out. Offside. Offside is the call. We're going to have a face-off here. .303 left in the second period. Score 3-2 East Coast Blizzard. Puck shipped up. Back to get it is kept in is Bursey. Bursey now Furlong. Furlong dumps it in. Rings it around the far side. Kept in by Furlong. Furlong. Bursey holds the line there. Well, good job. Rousel. Rousel puts it in front. And we got Connors coming. Connors with speed. Connors through the neutral zone. Little drop pass to Hines. Connors. Little move. Gets around Bursey. Connors shoots and what a shot. What a goal. High over the blocker. He scored the same kind of a goal last night. That's a goal score there, folks. 4-2 Blizzard. Not much Hunt can do on that one. A rocket of a shot. High blocker. And we have a 2-goal lead now for the East Coast Blizzard. So that's 3 unanswered goals by the Blizzard. Kings are up at 2-1 at one point. 2 minutes left here. Next goal is huge. Puck goes down behind the net. Get it, Williams for the Blizzard. Hardy picks it up for the Blizzard. Hardy puts it up through. Picked off by Coles. Coles dumps it back inside for the Kings. Back get is Party. Party now. Sims keeps it in. Ringed around. Comes out to Coles. Alex Coles. Little escape here. Gets it up to Butt. Who tips it in. Goes it on Comden. Comden's going to cover it up. He's not going to take any chances here. 1:08 left in this period. Shots 29-16 in favor of the Blizzard. We're going to have a face-off to the left to Comden. Coach Robinson's mixing things up a little bit. You got Castle out there on the ice now with Austin and Applin. O'Keefe up to McCarthy. Big move in. Here comes McCarthy. Puts it to the net. We got another goal. O'Keefe with the tip in from a shot from the corner. That's the one you can't give up. 4-2 game. You got to play a little harder. And now the Kings see themselves in a little bit of a hole. They're down by 3. Breakdown there in the defensive zone. Already now. Kept up by Coles here. It's offside play. We got the big boys out for the Blizzard. Zaplin rings it around far side. Got in to get it is Austin Williams. Austin holds it down there. Last minute here in the second period. Puck's down here. Castle's fighting for it. Connors comes away with it. Connors over to Percy. Percy now goes outside, shoots, and that's tipped. Tipped high by Coles. 44 seconds left here in this second period. 5-2, 5-2 Blizzard. Face off here to the right of Hunt. He's got to get in this period now and reset. Button Connors. Connors wins the face off. Back to Dillon. Dillon puts it in around the back of the net. Back to Duffett. Duffett. Big shot here. Sims. Sims comes away with it. Sims shoots it up. Try to get it through to Here's Ablin. What a nice little backhand move. Rips it. Puts it over the top of Common. And that's a big goal. One you don't want to give up as a team, but great for the Kings here. 5-3. 28 seconds left here in the second period. Ryan Applin, the captain of the Western Kings. Big goal. Late stages of the second period. What you want to see. There we go. There are 20 seconds left here now. Applin gets it out there. Sims just clears it up. Picked off by Hamlin. Hamlin tries to be fancy there. Just put it to the net. 10 seconds. This is a very, very dangerous Blizzard offense. You don't want to give them any chances. 5 seconds left here. Puck goes down behind the net. Coles is there. Coles reverses it back to the other side. That's going to do it for this period. Little hit at the end. Nothing serious.
good of you, Nick.
All right, folks, we're back. I think we had some technical trouble. While we were gone, the East Coast Blizzard scored to make it 8-3, scored by Percy. And now we're going to have face off to the left of Condon, I think. $11:40 left here in the third period. 8-3, Blizzard. Kings have let this one get away here in the last few minutes. Keep plugging away. Russell with the puck gets it across to Party. Party. Russell now. Back to Williams. Williams. Picked off here. We've got a fit offside here. Goes over to Russell. Murphy. Austin. Dalton. Murphy now. Murphy keeps feet moving here. So we got Applin. I think we're going to get a penalty on Murphy, I would think. For holding, I would think, is the call. I don't know. I almost feel like I don't think the Blizzard's penalty box has been open tonight. Is that true? I don't think. I think with all the penalties have gone to the Kings. And the Kings are shorthanded here. 11 minutes left. Lambswood. What's upside? We got puck goes down low. So it's Russell back to Party. Party across to Williams. Williams back to Party. Party here. That's lost his feet. Digging for his Austin. He didn't get it. Back now in the corner. We got Dolphit. Puck goes out of play. And so we had Russell and Coles at each other in front of net. Dolphit's in now to have something to say to Coles. They've been already warned about this, so we'll see what happens. If the referee is going to take them to the penalty box or if they're just going to probably two each. Two minutes each. Not sure if it's a 5-on-3. It looks as though no, 5-on-4. Coincidental Miners for their little bit of activity after the whistle. Face off here to the right. Puck's back to the point now. Cleary over to Yamsley. Back to Cleary. Cross ice to McCarthy. McCarthy to Yamsley. Blocked by Butt. Furlong now strips it away. Furlong's in on his own. Breakaway for Furlong. Furlong shot. Big save by Comden. Short-handed. McCarthy now makes his way into the zone. Goes around the back of the Kings net. Puts it across for his defense partner, or for his defenseman. Picked up again by Furlong. Here's Furlong again. Had one chance. Here's a second one. Another save by Condon. Two big chances by Furlong on this power play. Here comes Yabsley. Yabsley in all alone. Stopped by Hunt. Back to Dillon. Here's Dillon. He tees it up, and Hunt gets that one. I know we have a punch roll. We'll see what's going to happen. There should be a power play this time. Should be a power play for the Kings, but they'll probably balance it out. We'll see what happens here. The initial punch was thrown by so Hines is going for sure. Looks as though he's the only person. He might get two. He may get four. I'm not sure what the call was. Four minutes for head contact. So in 14 seconds, I think the Kings will have their first power play of the game. Got to be careful out there, though. The Blizzard has Flynn and Jones out there. Both players really strong offensive players. You know, they don't want to do anything here now to lose your power play. Just walk away. Face off now to the right of Comden. So we got Jones and Austin for this face-off game. Jones wins that one. Puck's down Dillon. Purdy up to Flynn. Flynn looks across ice to Jones. Jones now all the way and makes a good. And we're going to lose our power play. So, bit of a weak call. But Bershey will be going to the box. So we'll have 4-on-4 for a while. Austin and Jones here for the face-off. Picked up by Lambswood. Lambswood goes down his net. Lambswood over to Applin. Applin now. Ryan Applin goes for a skate. Applin works hard every shift. Applin back to his brother. Big save by Comden. Going to have a face-off now to the right of Comden again. Austin and Jones again for the face-off. Jones wins another one. Behind the net is Dillon. He puts it over to Purdy. Purdy starts to move up ice. Little sauce pass picked off by Aiden Applin. Aiden Applin goes up, gets his own. Aiden Applin shot. That's going to be tipped out of play. Face-off will be deep in the Blizzard zone. 8 minutes, 15 seconds left here. Still 8-3 Blizzard. In what was a very close game up until, well, it was 5-3 coming into the third period. Blizzard scored a goal 12 seconds into the third period, and they really haven't stopped since. Austin wins the faceoff this time on Connors. Williams gets it, though, for the Blizzard. Back to Percy. Percy plays it back to Cleary. Cleary now comes out around his net. Leaves it back for Connors. Connors takes some time to look. Little move. Comes up through the neutral zone, gives it to Percy. Here's Percy now coming in. Percy, nice little move to get through. Picked up by Applin. Applin with it. To Connors. Connors. There goes Applin up the ice. They're by himself. Puck's in deep. Dillon. To Percy. Percy. Back to Dillon. Dillon. Being pressured by Sims. Murphy. Set behind his. 6:56 left here. Third period. Still 8-5. Shots 42-23 Blizzard. Dillon retreats. Gonna have a face-off here now. Back into we're on the power play now. Things are on the power play for a minute and 34 seconds. Other than that power play, we got Sims, Hamlin, and Richards. Defense is Coles and Applin. Coles to Applin. Ryan Applin shoots. Goes in there. Conlon gets it. He sees it. He stops it.
And now it's time to check your defensive seconds. If you're at number 2, 3, 5, 6, 2, you can come right to flies.
Kept in by Richards momentarily. Russell gets it now. And we got Hamlin. Hamlin puts it back in the corner. Nobody there. Russell's in there, and Coles goes in on him. Russell doing a good job killing this penalty. Coles comes away with it. Coles making his way up the ice. Looks up ice. Clears around the back of the net. Over to get it, Sims. Sims pins it. 55 seconds left in the power play. Great job of killing the penalty by Russell and Dillon. Hardy now. Hardy flicks it out. Trying to bring it down, so we're down to 40 seconds left in the power play. Coles. Coles makes his way up. To Applin. Ryan Applin. Gets stopped at the blue line. Comes back out. 20 seconds left in the power play. Coles now all the way. Coles cuts through, blues it to Cleary. Cleary gets it out. It's the end of the power play. Now we got Bursey. Bursey. Across to Lambswood. Lambswood. Over to Hamlin. Hamlin. Hamlin dumps it in. Took out by Yabsley. Back to it. It's Cleary for the Blizzard. Cleary puts it back to Williams. Williams now starts scaling in speed. Here comes McCarthy. McCarthy coming strong through the zone. McCarthy makes a nice move. Gets it in there. Hamlin chips it. Hamlin now tries to get it through. Didn't get it through to Austin. Puck goes back. All the way back into the zone. Put around the back to net. McCarthy's over there for the Blizzard. But cleared away by Hunt. That shot from the side. Furlong. Furlong loses it here, so we got Williams now. Furlong now. Furlong. Furlong with the puck. Goes in. Little hook. Puts it behind the back of the net. Over to get it is Austin. Austin puts it back around for Furlong. He lets it go. Gets back to Murphy. Murphy keeps it in down the butt. Button Furlong's down there. Yabsley reverses it. So we got now Austin going after Cleary. Yabsley over to McCarthy. McCarthy in on Gosney. Strong move in. Puck's through. Murphy goes back behind the net. Looks up ice. Clears it. Banks it out. Gets picked off by O'Keefe. Yabsley taking his time. We got Murphy loses it back in the corner. Furlong up to Austin. Austin now, but against Party. Austin and Party. Austin shoots high, wide. Back down, Austin now. His butt with a shot. And we're going to have a little bit of action in front of net. Remember these two teams, 3 minutes left in this period. These two teams are going to do all this again tomorrow at 11:30. Face off here to the left of Comden. Face off win by Alexander. Goes back. That puck went through. Nobody picked up by Flynn. Here comes Flynn now. Flynn gains his own, looking for support, puts it across for Jones. Tipped out of the zone is Alexander. Lucas. Cross ice to Applin. Applin pushes it over. Dylan now. Up to Flynn. Flynn pressured by Bursey. Flynn gets it back. Shoots it just back into the corner. Back to get it is Applin. Applin gets it out. Here goes Alexander. He dumps it in the corner. Little shot on net there. In this situation would have been a better option, I think. Bursey. There's a big rebound for Castle. Couldn't get it to the net. Bursey. Lucas. Down fighting with Jones for the puck. Coming through is Castle. Castle puts it down low. Jones and Lucas are fighting for it down. Here's Castle, puts it in front. Bit of a late hit. No call. Flynn now. Flynn having his way. Puts it across to Hines. Hines all alone. High shoots. Brings out the other side all the way down. Picked up by Clary. He's waiting for his D partner to get off. Smart. Rather than get called for too many men. Bursey. Bursey now with a move. Bursey. Shot. Saved by Comden. Gosney. Shoots it in the corner. Down again is Bursey. Bursey holds it down low. Jones is in there with him. Puck's pushed. 1 minute left in the third period here. 1 minute left to play in the period. Over to get it is Gosney. He didn't hold the line. Cross here. So here we got Russell. Up to Percy. Here's Percy and Connors. This is through to Connors. Connors goes in. No call on the play. Connors with the big hit here. Let's see if we can get him. Applin and Connors have a few words. Nothing happened. Here's Applin again. That Connors come up at the elbow. No call. So for some reason we're not. Oh, there's the call. There it is. We got a few. We're going to get a call here now. See what happens in this one. Connors and Applin. Applin fell down and Connors give him a bit of a cross check. Two of them were at each other. So I think Connors should be the only penalty in that situation. They were letting them both go at it until right at the end. Connors decided to give him a little bit of a cross check there at the end of it. So 18 seconds left in the period. Blizzard will win this game 8-3. Well, that's what it is right now. 45-27 shots on goal. Coach Robinson got to figure out how he's going to get his Kings to play a complete game. Connors gets 2 minutes for cross-checking on that play. 18, there's 15 seconds left here now. Back in, we got a goal. Sim scores. Got to build on what's going to happen here tomorrow. It's one thing you got to think about. So that's Tyler Sims with that goal. 10 seconds left here. It's 8-4. Power play marker. We're down to 5 seconds here now. This game is going to be one for the books. Final score here at the Cornerbrook Civic Center. Final score at the Cornerbrook Civic Center is 8, Blizzards 8, Kings 4. Boys are having a little chat after the game, so we're going to do tomorrow.